if you'll look at the actual play sheet, I've already created, well, a number of things here. The time passes card, the crisis card, and the crossroad. Now here's the problem. I have to recalculate the number of boxes on each of those, but that's okay. We have 6 players, so we need 6 boxes on time passes. That means 1 more box.
You have to hit the right buttons.
Yep.
Usually does.
We have 6. We need 1 more on crisis as well, because that should go to 7. And the crossroad is 1 greater than the number of players, so that is also 7. Fantastic.
That feels like 7.
Yeah, if it just feels like 7, we're good, right? Right? I thought so. So now we're going to talk about the kingdom. And here's the thing. I'm going to go first because somebody's got to, which means I have to make a crossroad. Right? And then we'll play a scene in order, and then reactions, and we'll go through it like that. Again, if people are reading at home, page 24, an awesome page in the book to refer to. However, right now, we're going to make a crossroads. Now, the crossroads is a yes or no question, and it is something that it needs to be of interest to all of us, so I've got to be creative in my creation. And it's something the kingdom can reasonably do. And in this case, I believe I'm going to... Let's see, a lot of our questions are about the drones, and about the hive, and about that whole miscegenation thing, he says with no small amount of irony. So, will the hive... Oh. Let's see. Price... Genetic... Now, because I kind of miss Winnie, had to get some bee-venom in there. It was important. Woohoo! Everybody loves that part.
There's not going to be any kitty flashing in this game.
No, there probably isn't, which is a sad, sad thing, because bees don't have memory. But that's okay. So, the outstanding question, and we can talk about this, make sure everybody's on board, and finds it interesting. Will the hive embrace a new genetic upgrade program that Trafine has created from mutated bee venom? Clearly, this is something that's possible.
I thought you couldn't directly invoke a character like that in the Crossroad.
In a Crossroads? I believe I can.
We'll find out in a second.
One moment. Let me consult the book.
Sorry to nitpick. I just thought, because I went to do that in the last Kingdom thing, and then I looked in the book and it said it can't directly involve something a character does.
I don't know.
Well, it would be easy to fix, but I just think that has been created.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter who has created it, and it's not forcing you to do anything, it's just assuming you have. And no, there doesn't appear to be anything in the Crossroad in terms of... do not include any main characters in your description of the Crossroad, page 28.
What about that L7 has created?
I'll just change it, that's easy enough.
Yeah, that works.
That's very easy.
I mean, I don't mind the idea of Triffian creating something. It's just, I just thought that was against the rule.
It is.
We all know who did it.
We all know who's responsible for this abomination.
Yeah, but those women always get the credit.
And
hey,
no one cares what a man comes up with.
It's true.
So here's an important question.
I called you my science idol, so...
There you
Yes.
go. All right, so a new genetic upgrade program that L7 has created from mutated bee-venom. So far...
I have an important question, though.
yeah?
Is it the venom itself that has mutated, or the bees it came from?
The bees. I just like to say bees.
The answer is always yes.
Yes. It's also true. So, that sound like a good crossroad? Does that sound like a question that's important to everybody?
Works for mine.
I think it's important to everyone.
Yeah,
It's important to enough people anyway.
It's
important to the hive.
I was trying to come up with something that would also drag the drones and their status in. I suspect that's going to come up. I'm just gonna say. All right, so that's fantastic. That means that we've got a crossroads, and now people will kind of get involved as we go. So now we can play a scene. We'll start with mine. And here's the thing when you create a scene. Really, the who, the what, and the where are important. But the other thing that you need to do every time you create a scene is the scene is about what your character does or thinks about the crossroad. Okay? About the question in play. That's got to be the core of things. It's always about the crossroad. So as we go on and figure out what's going on, that is the thing to keep in mind. Whatever you do, it's about the crossroad. So I'm going to start off, and Harlan is going to be in L7, talking with Trafine.
Okay.
About this new genetic upgrade program. And, I think we're just we'll start with that. Other people, anybody else have an excuse to be in L7 and want to talk about it?
I mean, I could have an excuse to be there. I kind of just wander the hive, but I don't think I'd add anything to the scene.
No, that's probably not. Okay, cool.
Keith's character could if she wanted to.
It's true. I'm just throwing that out there. All right, so Harlan approaches Trafine, who is probably elbow deep in something probably horribly offensive, and this is, sir, I think we need to talk about this venom issue. We need to address it.
Well, go ahead. Just don't mind me. This bit is impacted here, and
Yes, it's impacted because you pushed it there. But here's I have a question. I know that you've said that this will be a net good for us, and that all of us will be better if we undergo your treatment. But I'm
it's
concerned.
not my treatment. They won't let us say it's my treatment. But anyway,
I'm really concerned that if we start changing ourselves in an elemental way, we'll lose something of ourselves. That we will be less of who we are.
I look over my shoulder at him and say, "That's kind of the point. Look at the humans who come in off of the wastes. They abandon, well, everything they had out there, what scanty, horrible existence they had, and they come here. They become part of our society. And it's, I believe, as many call it, a fuck ton better. All change, all progress is an abandonment of what we have to leave behind. And
my concern is that when we leave part of our humanity behind, we are going to become something that is less resilient. That we will become more vulnerable to the world as a whole, and we'll be giving up all of our strengths. and I'm about to switch into using my role here. I believe that if we pursue this course, then let me figure out how to phrase it. Hold on, this is going to take me a
That
second.
sounds like you've been reading my book.
That's possible. Oh man, just
Stimulant.
hit my brain. I believe that if we take this course, then we will be more vulnerable to the... I believe if we take this course, that the hive as a whole will be closer to leaving this facility. And because we have become a threat to it. There you go. And that is actually a prediction. And as it's a prediction, it will
real.
happen. Now, hold on a second. Let me get that typed up.
Yeah, 'cause I actually have no idea what you just predicted.
Yeah, it was a little wandery, but you basically that whatever the venom treatment, if we use it, it'll freak the hive out and they'll leave. That's how I understood it.
Yep. And because that is my power as a
Well, your role anyway.
yeah, as my role as perspective, that I can say that's what's going to happen. Now, at this point, there are other things that can happen. Eric can challenge that prediction and say no, it won't, and tell me why, and then I get to decide if that's reasonable, not, or if he needs to do something additional. Someone else can challenge it. Someone else can basically overthrow me from being perspective, and not only make me no longer perspective, but become perspective themselves and make that not happen. Or they can just have some other sort of reaction to it. Anyway.
Can the other perspective jump in and say, no, that's not really what's happening?
Not
Or is
at
that
the
just
moment.
basically a challenge?
Yeah, that would be a
not at the
challenge.
moment.
That would be a challenge. Though,
Two
or the other,
perspectives go in, one come out.
yeah, or the other perspective can make an additional prediction on their either
Which
as their
doesn't
reaction.
counter, it just complicates.
Yeah.
You can make both
Yeah.
choices really bad.
I plan to.
All right. So that's I think that's really. Eric, is there anything that you would like to do as a power in the scene?
Has the power? I'm not going to immediately challenge that. He's struck by this point because, the stimulants affecting the immune system, affecting the sense, and bees being a very, high degree sense sensitivity. It's not implausible. He has to think about it.
As a power, you could give an order that will be carried out as a result of them being yes or no, or just give an order that's carried out immediately by the kingdom.
No orders.
I'm just saying, throwing that out there. All right, so
Power's not sure yet.
that's the first scene structured. Now everybody has the opportunity for a reaction. Now, before Spencer opens his mouth, because I've been here before. Let's be clear. A reaction is like two sentences. One establishes what your character is doing, or where they're at and what they're doing, and the second sentence establishes what they're doing, either in terms of challenge or doing something according to their role, or overthrowing. Again, if you check the reference sheet, all that stuff's on there. Yeah. So, would anyone like to react? And by that, I'm looking heavily at Spencer.
Oh, you want me to react? I can.
Anybody
Back
can. Does anybody want to react? Now, you have to react to the content of that scene, but since that scene wasn't private, you could hear about it from somebody or whatever.
It's a controversy. It's out there.
I'm double checking because I have the book. I want to make sure that as a reaction, you can actually use your power. I'm fairly certain you can.
Yes, you can use your roll.
Yeah. Or your roll. Yeah, thank you. I need to not mix up those because it's bad to do things.
Yeah, in this game, it's a term.
Yeah. All right, I'll react. I have no problem reacting to this.
Where is Peter?
I'm in the mess hall eating my porridge. This same train of thought has kind of spread around people. I'm not a touchstone, so this could be incorrect, but it seems like a lot of people are talking about this, so I've heard it. And no one asked me for my opinion. I just kind of pop up with it and say, "Oh yeah, well, if the bees leave, there will be more to come."
Are
Bees?
you going to... is that has the power of your fist?
Yes.
Except, of course, that doesn't actually relate to the crossroads question.
No, it's a direct response to your use of your role.
The bees. Is he saying the bees leaving will be survivable, or?
Yeah, see, you to do that, that is actually a challenge to my statement.
No.
Yeah, because that's a direct contravention.
No, it's not. It's a direct response to your if
But it's
they
not about
say
the
yes
crossroad.
and the bees leave, then more bees will come.
But it's not about the crossroad. That's the thing. So,
I mean, you could have more crops in the future, but the crops fail this time. That's bad.
yeah, but that would be a future
That's
crossroads.
the immediate. Yeah, that's the if we're talking about crops, the crops will fail or won't fail. Saying that they'll come back in the future is beyond the crossroad.
Right. So if you want to say,
Well, fine.
if
Then
you
I
want to
will
say the
say
bees will come
that-
back, then you have to make a challenge.
I didn't say the bees would come back. I would say different bees would come. Fine, I will say this instead. But these genetic upgrades will attract other stronger and different bees.
Okay.
Mm.
Stronger and different bees.
Better, faster, stronger,
Deeper.
We have the
more
technology.
alien.
Alien.
More fun at
bees.
parties.
Class C.
Possibly blue.
There will be no blue bees. None. Anybody else want to react to this particular scene? Or to...
Yeah, I'm going to react by having one of my rebel agents sneak a copy of my book to Harlan.
Okay. That's okay. So he's got a copy of the
No more than
manifesto.
human.
Say again?
No more than human.
No more than human. I'm amused by this. I can just see the scene cut away.
It's an anti.
Yeah, you'll realize the book is in your pocket. You're like, what the fuck?
Suddenly feeling
You're
my
rebel agents.
Dun, dun, dun. All right. Any other reactions from anybody else?
Aside from Terry, that's pretty much.
Okay. Cool. Excellent. All right. So as a result of that scene finishing up, that means...
I do have a question.
Yeah.
Regarding the setting.
Yes.
Have we established that I want more psychicness or psychicness? Are we implying...
Psychicness already exists, but
Okay.
you may or may not
Yeah.
have it.
Right. I just wanted to make sure that we had some.
Yeah, there seems to be the potentiation there, so we're good.
Okay.
Okay, so we're at the end of the scene, so no challenge, no overthrow. That means I get to pick one of the cards to advance toward completion. And I think it's safe to say that one just advanced the crossroads. So I will check that. And there are no cards that are full. And the next player is Keel. Dun dun dun. On the hot seat.
I know. Okay. I guess I'll meet up with Trifine.
Okay. Where at?
Oh. Let's meet up at the Queen's chamber.
Okay.
Cool.
We can talk about our feelings.
I show up very thoroughly scrubbed and a bit of paranoia.
That's all you're wearing?
No.
Or is that the scent that you've
He's
chosen
wearing
for
clean
tonight?
clothes. It's the middle of the day, and it looks like he definitely just took a shower. And his hands are just, scrubbed damn near raw washing. And he's going do Queens. Huh. Well, they look like they're alive. That's good. And one of my relatives is about, I'm told.
Sorry, I. One moment.
And I completely blanked on. I had to look up the name.
Really?
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Maleficent. Just call her Maleficent.
Oh my god.
Should've
No
had
worse, he
cheekbones
calls
that
her
time.
Melly.
I only accept that because you are my favorite.
Keen, the longer you go without talking, the more stuff they'll randomly make up. That's horrible.
No, I just responded in character. Can people hear me?
We can,
Yeah.
but we
Okay.
need a... we
Couldn't
need
make
to-
out what you said.
Yes, I know. We're both there. We're here. We're in the place.
Hello, Melly.
I have news.
Oh,
I could be wrong, but I think I sensed some very clear and definite emanations from the bees today.
what did you feed them this time?
I haven't done anything to them lately.
Lately, I've warned you about that, But what were these emanations? Do tell.
But I got a very strong sense of aggression.
Towards
And
anything particular?
I hesitate to quantify it as such, but
Well, quality would be good.
an unsettled feeling, maybe even wanderlust.
Oh. That could be a problem, yes.
Scarecore.
He He pores over, studying the different queens there. We do have a lot of these, but we need many of them because there's so many damn little bees. Are you planning to go wandering, Melly?
I don't have anywhere to go, even if I wanted to.
This is true.
You know, all I have are the bees and this hive.
Yeah, and you don't have a chance of making it out there, no.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome. I always have to have somebody watching out for you.
And I've noticed that some of the queens have been somewhat aggressive towards each other when we allow them to interact. It's almost as though
We're unsustainable?
it's almost as though they're preparing to swarm, but the conditions are all wrong.
Well, I'm at a loss.
And I have heard about Harlan's pet theory.
His theory concerns me because it's not implausible. I don't know. We could be giving up so much. And, I mean, we might have to keep you here until we get new bees, but, I don't know.
As frightening as his theory is, I feel like it's what people want.
To get rid of the bees?
Well, no. Humanity is almost gone extinct once already. Something has to change. You know the history as well as I do.
Yes,
At
probably.
the end of humanity, there were really only the bees. It was as though they knew something.
And like a complete dick, he wanders off deep in thought. Not even bothering to say goodbye. He does this sometimes.
And see.
Just like a man.
Just like one, if only he was. Anyway. No, now we know what the people think. Well, the people of the hive, anyway.
People need their bees.
Alright. Key, what would you like to check? Oh, wait. Would anyone like to react, first of all?
Or chat.
Is the this conversation does the word get around like the previous conversation did? Is that to be assumed or what?
Since the Queen's Chamber is right next to L7, and in theory there are people working there fairly often, I would imagine it could.
So, like, you know, drones could be everywhere, and maybe the Langstroths.
Unless we establish that it was a private, secret meeting, it's a thing that can get around.
And especially as a touchstone, she's representing ideas that are out there.
Right, okay. Well, basically, my thought was, as a result of her putting into words, I mean, again, coming from the mouth of the Langstroths, that the bees are being aggressive, the queens are becoming aggressive, she's sensing these things. If word of that got back to Zachariah, I think he would definitely react to that.
Bye.
Oh, yeah?
He would put the word out amongst the drones to take extra precautions not intentionally trying to sabotage anything, but be extra careful. Keep you know, how to phrase it. Again, not intentionally
Constant
trying.
vigilance.
Yeah, I mean, to the point of taking extra precautions where it would actually affect things, though that was not the goal.
A bit of a slowdown, although
Slow
actual
down.
caution.
Yeah, just be careful. Step back, slow things down. Because we hear the bees are becoming aggressive. We don't know why or to whom, but my friends, you work with them directly. Be careful.
And since Zechariah is power, that happens. That's just you can do that.
Right.
Cool. Anybody else like to react to? Technically, that's an order. So yeah.
Or challenge my
Challenge. Yeah.
touchstone of the people would like to be more be-like.
The bee.
I've got to challenge that. And I can challenge that quite easily because I've got a room full of people who feel quite the opposite every night.
All right, so set the scene for me. All right, here's what we need. Where are you and what you're doing? All right, and how are you attempting to show that that you're changing the opinions? Because since you said it, it's the case for at least some or most people. You can challenge it and change their opinion. And Key can respond either yes to what you challenge with, yes if, and give you an additional thing that you need to do, or no. If she says no, of course, you can then proceed to overthrow if you really want. But first, where are you? What are you doing? And what are you doing to challenge that assessment?
For me.
You're breaking up?
Yeah.
Can I get a restatement of Key's thesis or whatever?
Basically, I said that people agree humanity is dying and we need to change.
Right.
We need to change by being bees.
Okay.
Or more
Or that
like
will die without the bees, more specifically in that scene. We need Venus.
You just like a bee.
You do. Well, I'm good without, thanks.
You and your false ovipositor. All right, Todd.
Okay, I don't leave the underground a lot. I kind of get the feeling I'm like a little bit of a fugitive character.
Okay.
And so I have to communicate with the others and take phone calls and whatever, that kind of thing. I'm gonna have someone leave a note. And shit, now I have to in Mellifera's room. She'll probably recognize the handwriting as mine because we had an affair once in the past, and I'm pleading with her to come to a meeting and see how many people disagree.
Todd, you're breaking up a lot. Could you make sure that nobody's eating your bandwidth? You're becoming a metallic robot.
I shall close things.
Okay.
If anything, if you drop and reconnect to the Hangout, sometimes that helps.
I do that. Can you hear me now?
You're still breaking up.
Close.
You may need to turn down your bandwidth in the Hangout. There's an option for that up at the top.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it doesn't affect CPU usage, which would be great for me, but what can I do?
What can you? It's hard to imagine.
No, you're
Is that sounding better?
Little bit. Keep talking.
And for bandwidth?
You're still breaking up a fair amount.
No, lower it. No, raise it.
You want to take it lower. It's based on the amount of bandwidth you have available to use.
All right. Well, it's at very low right now.
Okay. Well, let's go with that and see what happens.
Wow, I look like a cubist illustration of some kind.
Yeah. So does
Welcome to the
But
party.
your audio is better, and that's more important.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yep.
Is it? Okay. What I'm doing is I'm having a note sent to Key's room. She's going to recognize the handwriting as mine. It's going to tell her that she's clearly wrong. This is not what the people want, and invite her to come to a meeting at the cave to see how many of the people disagree with her position.
Okay.
I am an opposed touchstone. I feel equally in touch with the pulse of the people's.
Right. Okay. As an opposed touchstone, no matter how you feel, you represent how people feel. So, if you don't challenge her statement, anything you say that Oldman expresses, it's also true. So that's cool. That's fine.
Okay, it's a quantification problem. She seems to find that most or all of the people, and I'm saying no. Most or all of the people are on my side. You may have a few.
So demonstrate rather than convince her, because she is also true. She's also right when she expresses her opinion.
Unless actually challenged.
Right.
Well, this is maybe I'm misunderstanding here. Do I need to?
Neither of you control
her, or can I just create a scene that challenges her in effect without her even knowing?
Oh, you can have a scene where you're a quick reaction, where you're in the rusty nail or in the cave and having a great big powwow, and there are people really backing you, and that would also express.
I got a better grasp of this now. I don't have to actually challenge her in a direct verbal way.
No.
Yeah,
Okay.
you don't have to challenge the character, my character. You have to present something to challenge the player.
The idea.
Or the idea, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what challenges that is that the camera cuts away to the cave, where right now we're holding the biggest rally we've ever had.
Nice.
Or listening to me as I'm pumping the air with my fist and talking about human supremacy and that bees don't know love. And they're cheering, they're repeating the words that I say. And somebody comes running in the door and tells us that he's just overheard this whole conversation in L7, and I use that to prove to the crowd how they're turning against us.
That's pretty good. Pete, would you say that is sufficient to challenge your position? It doesn't have to. They can both still be true, but if you back off on it, it will kind of make a difference.
Back off on bee love?
I mean, I feel like it's still both true.
Okay.
I think at the moment it's a pretty even ideological split.
Okay.
There is some segmentation there.
So I will point out there is one other thing that I believe either of you could do. Let me double check. I'm sort of flipping through the book here. We're not resolving a crossroads, but you as Touchstone.
Almost, you have convinced me.
I think that they can do it on reactions as well.
I'm double checking. That's the thing. I don't think. No, it's on your turn specifically.
Wow, bees don't know love.
Bees don't know love. That may be our new catchphrase. The touchstone on their turn can check crisis in addition to anything else they do. In addition to whatever the standard box is.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so it's my turn right now.
And it is your turn. You could check crisis as part of advancing a card. Unless is there anybody else that would like to react?
Is it possible that what I'm really doing is challenging her role as touchstone?
What basically what's happened here? Yeah, basically you can overthrow if you want. But because, unless she changes her mind, but basically your roles are just disagreeing and kind of quoting out of the book. When the touchstones contradict each other, it means the people of the kingdom, in our case the hive, are divided.
Which is cool.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought, actually.
Okay. Key, you were saying?
I'm really wavering on on the yes or no.
Make a call. Or you could go yes if. Yes if is always good.
I'm not really sure what the if would be, so...
Alright.
How about if you come to a meeting, like I suggested in the note I left on your pillow?
And by meeting, he means go and waggle. Oh, yeah.
I gotta move slow for that one to get back in.
He needs to show that the humans know love.
No humans, no love.
Going back to the first idea that I had, which was to try to get her to one of these rallies so she can see how many people disagree with her.
Right. So Key, you have the choice. I mean, A, you can say, yes, I'll accept that challenge. You could say no, and he could say, well, I'm going to push it hard enough to prove that you were wrong the whole time and overthrow you.
I'm willing.
As a touchstone.
I'm willing to attend a future.
So at the moment,
rally.
At the moment, you're just saying yes that we're both, well, or rather, no, my position stands.
I'm willing to be convinced.
Right. And Todd, you do not want to go for an overthrow. Is that correct?
No, I'm good right here. We can play this out.
Okay.
And you know what? Let's check all the boxes that I can.
Well, we'll get there and say. Anybody else want to react?
No.
No, I'm good. Derek?
I mean, Terry? Yeah.
I was going to say I can't react.
Oh. Terry?
Yeah, you were there, and then you walked off like a man.
Actually, I think you can.
You can, actually. You can even react to your own stuff.
Real men don't walk away. They lead revolutions.
He ain't wrong. Terry, has any response from Zachariah here? I don't.
No, other than the initial one for safety and all that,
Cool.
Yeah, he already gave his. Yeah.
All right, so back to you, Key. You have two choices. One, you get one check anywhere. Time passes, crisis, or crossroad. Whichever one you think the scene forwarded.
I think we're closer to the crossroad.
Okay. And now, as the touchstone in a scene on your turn, which this is, you can tell us whether you think you can check crisis, not check crisis, or remove a check from crisis. There's no check on crisis, so we're good there.
We're checking all the boxes.
You also think it advanced us toward crisis, huh?
Yes.
Okay. I'm alright with that. Now,
yes, I mean, I just feel like it.
Okay. In theory, anybody could challenge that check, because it's done as her role. If you would like to convince her that you're doing something to bring us back from the brink. think we're all in love with destruction.
I think we have two different mobs heading out here. We have the Union mob and the humans only mob. That's some interesting stuff happening.
Oh, and,
Yeah.
and the rest of the Langstrom family.
We're like, we're not
And
trying to
the-
pull back. We
Yeah.
want it to break.
And the bee mob.
Yeah, we
don't
love
forget the
brinksmanship.
bees.
All right.
La
Um,
Familia.
Cool. And that brings us to Eric the Half-a-Bee,
Yes.
ipso facto.
Power scene. Oh, let's throw a scene in the Langstroth family dining hall. I want to invite all the Langstroths who are PCs. That would be Alex, Key, Spencer, myself,
Uh-huh.
because no one cares about anyone else.
See how we're
Or
excluding
Trafine
Mr. Johnson?
certainly thinks so.
Oh, are
Oh,
you bringing in any supporting characters?
I'm sorry?
Are you bringing in any supporting characters?
Well, yes, we have 2 staff that we'll probably interact with.
I'm just
That's-
waiting
What are their
for
names?
someone.
do we got no names, or are they staff 1 and staff 2?
Eins and Dry.
Really?
You spell them, because I ain't going to.
I
If
got
the
it.
2 people I was creating supporting characters to inhabit weren't going to pipe up with names, it's Eins and Dry.
What's up, sir? Champagne, man.
Oh, some of the Javans.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for someone to invoke Mom Langstroth.
I'm not sure if it's hives. If hive is too general, I think we need to be specific to the dining hall staff.
No, I meant the PCs who are Langstroths.
No, I was talking about
Eins
Alex
and
and
Dry.
his.
Oh, okay.
And his I think they're specifically dining hall. I could
don't
just
know.
be being
I'm not
pedantic.
gonna
I
say-
probably am.
I don't
I'll
know.
leave that up to whoever wants to play Eins and Dry.
Well, I can't because I'm in the scene.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
Then
you
set
could.
up and play yourself.
My porridge is
Pretty
too hot.
interactive for those characters.
Yeah,
Trafine is sitting down and he's hungry.
Todd and Terry can treat Eins and Dry as their puppets. As a group, feel free.
Rock on.
All right, well, Heinz is just circling around and offering everybody hors d'oeuvres. Well, Heinz also happens to be a member of the Revolution. I just want to let you know.
Of course he does.
And Dry.
Trafine takes a handful of hors d'oeuvres because he does.
These rebel forces are everywhere.
And he munches them in careful consecutive order from largest to smallest because that's a thing he does.
I'm dribbling over my porridge.
And Harlan is pushing food around randomly on his pellet. Not particularly pleased to be there, obviously.
And Melly is doing what?
I am trying to choose the most symmetrical of the hors d'oeuvres.
This runs in the family.
We all have some problems, don't we?
Peter, how have you been doing?
My porridge is too sweet.
Less sweet porridge.
That's not going to be a problem for too long.
Like away, sir.
What? What?
I'm running off to get more porridge.
Excellent.
Well trained. Well trained.
Eric, I will point out that you have set the scene. You really need to drive. Drive hard.
That's what I was trying
Tell
to
us
talk.
what
You
the
started
scene
talking
is.
over me. Shut up.
Get there before I do.
Yeah. Harlan,
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
stop muttering. Have you run those tests that I did on the immunological survey?
Already done.
How bad were the results?
They're dead.
But did they fight before they died?
They did not.
Good? Bad? I don't know.
Bad. Trust me. It is very, very bad.
we were really trying to test whether they engaged in greater aggression due to histological incompatibility, but death is definitely, yeah, that's bad.
That would be extremely bad. Now, ask me about the human subjects.
Oh, sure. What about the human subjects?
I don't want to talk about it.
Nodded in character. He picks at his hors d'oeuvres and does make some kind of unusual shape with the toothpicks. Do we need outside bees? Do we need new bees?
Newbies.
Is it our bees or is it all bees? Harlan, Melly, what do you think? I'd ask you, Peter, but
I was talking to Billy today. He loved the bees
Why is he even here?
because we're eating dinner.
yes, we're eating dinner. This is a family dinner. This is a family dining hall. All the other 800 people here are family.
There's a lot of sighing going on at this table. Possibly some eye rolling.
You know, first daughter, Cypria, she doesn't understand why I spend so much time with men. But yes, newbies, well, it couldn't hurt as long as we keep them separate.
That
At least
could
until
be a-
we're sure that...
Could be a problem. I mean, after all, we are living inside and surrounded by a massive bee colony of multiple hives. I don't know where you would keep them. They breed uncontrollably and infest every building you get them near. Fantastic.
You act like our name isn't Langstroth. That's what we're known for. Building beehives.
That's what you are known for. I'm known for staying down in the lab and wishing I wasn't. And also dinner.
Oh, did you
You're
make
known
this
for your
dinner? It's a very good dinner. I like the porridge.
Back home, and Heinz comes back, and he was unsure what type of porridge you like. So he's brought 3 bowls, and one of them is too hot. One of them is too cold.
Well, that's right.
I take the cold one, obviously.
Of course. And Harlan obviously takes the hot one because it'll keep somebody else from having it.
While all this is going on, Dry's, refilling everybody's drinks, removing their plates, getting more, bringing over hors d'oeuvres, and trying to listen in on the conversation as much as possible because he's going to be reporting to Zachariah.
Well, Trifine,
Yes, Melly.
I know that Lorenzo has been looking for something fun to do.
Lorenzo.
So maybe you could send him out on a bee finding mission.
I suppose. I'm trying to remember which one is Lorenzo. Was he the short one or the fat one?
Both.
Oh, that would explain it.
And he
Harlan.
knows enough about
Yes.
he knows enough about transporting a small beehive.
Arlen, would you like to take a trip with Lorenzo?
If it gets me out of the lab, I would take Lorenzo.
That's what Billy said last night.
That explains a lot, really. Go take Lorenzo out into the western wilderness. And this is in order. Try to find some different, stronger bees.
And come down his hive and bring it back to me in this box. Oh, wait, no. Different story, sorry.
Preferably something that might be able to survive the venom upgrade treatment.
Really?
Tomorrow, you don't have to do it tonight. Unless you want to do it tonight.
Nope. Quite all right. But I should probably go prepare, he says with considerably more animation.
See to it.
Try. Come with me.
And by prepare, he means dip his wick.
Well, we all
Waggle.
know that, Melly, but you don't say that.
Incidentally, since Dry is a supporting character, I can do this. Dry is a female. Come with me!
As you wish.
Harlan and Dry leave stage left.
Pursued by panthers?
It might be.
Maybe. I think that determines the
Recording
scene and
is
Seek
too
gets lost in
cold.
thought.
Ew.
He thinks a lot. It doesn't amount to much all the time.
Alright, so not a lot of story.
Well, there was
action
the
going on
order. But,
Well,
Yeah.
they're progressing the bee upgrade experiment.
True.
yep. Definitely want progress to that. So I'm not sure where else we can go with this concept before we actually resolve the crossroads.
I am actually reacting to my own action.
React to it.
Excellent.
I don't want to see it, Alex. I don't even want to hear about it.
Pretty much everybody expects that that Harlan is going to drag Dry out and they're going to not dry hump. But after the wet humping, Harlan rolls over and says, I need you to take a message to Zachariah. I need you to let Zachariah know that if we don't pursue these genetic upgrades, if the mutated bee-venom process is not applied to the drones, they have absolutely no hope of being accepted into a wider hive society, because only the elite, only the family will undergo the treatment, and they'll be left behind. And yes, I'm making that prediction.
Wait, was that for a yes or a no?
That's a no!
Wait, what?
That's right. If the genetic upgrade program is not enacted on the drones, they will be left out socially, physically, publicly. They will be the last chapter of evolution.
But only on the drones, not on the hive as a whole, including maybe the family?
That's correct.
And we never
that's not-
stipulated
not
that the members
really
of the
no.
family haven't already done it.
That's true. But
Like the head researcher who came up with the process.
that may be so, but that's not the crossroads.
No, it's not. The crossroads is the society as a whole. Or the hive, at least.
Which would include the family, wouldn't it?
All of the family and the drones.
It's
And
okay.
everyone
So
else.
saying no means that no one gets the new mutated bee venom.
No, it just means
No.
that the hive doesn't embrace it.
No, the hive as a whole. We're
Yeah.
including
To be an elite only.
Pretty clear that we're headed toward some kind of civil war, and whoever wins, that's who's going to be affected by the crossroads.
Or at least we'll get started moving to, well, at least this issue will be dealt with. That could be a different crossroads.
Yeah, Civil War sounds more like when the crisis builds up enough.
Yeah. That would be fun.
Who's hissing? That's a lot of hissing.
I
this
think
time.
it's Spencer.
It has to be, because I don't hear it, but I also have no idea what's causing it, which means it's inside my system somewhere.
I don't hear the hissing either, but
It sounds like a walkie-talkie gone crazy.
I had to switch my audio.
Yeah. I've got no hissing even without the earplugs in, so whatever it is, it's in my system. I can't fix it.
So yes, that means that I have made predictions on both sides of the crossroads, and they're both negative.
Yep.
You know, I was about to do that myself, Alex, so now I have to think of something else. Thanks.
Zachariah could actually react to this.
Alex is bi-prophetic.
Oh yeah, I'm evil. Like
He can react to a reaction?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, Zachariah's reaction upon receiving the note, since this plays directly on my character's wish, which is to further the drones and give them a greater place in the hive, is that after a period of reflection, he's going to basically put out the word that the drones need to embrace the new upgrade.
Oh, he's given the order.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a brief reaction.
Oh dear.
Talking to some of the matriarchs, because they listen, and if it goes wrong, they blame it on me. If it goes right, they take the credit.
Of course.
I suggest that we build up some food reserves in case we have a little shuffling of the hive. As in the whole hive leaves, and we have to get a new hive.
All right.
Massive food reserves.
All right.
Because I like having food.
That's cool. You did that.
I did.
So be it. That happened.
There is stockpiling.
Any other reactions from anybody?
When Hines comes back and tells me what he heard, Johnstone goes straight to Zachariah in one last attempt to try to make him see the light of reason. I'm going to explain to him, do you know what the word drone means? It means lazy. Lazy worker. That's what they think of you.
I'm not thinking that Zachariah will take that well, but all right, sure.
I'm telling him, that is what the inner hive thinks of you. They consider you absolutely disposable, and they were willing to leave all of the drones behind and just make more. You mean nothing to them. Join us, overthrow them, and then you'll have some real power.
Ooh, that's a pitch.
Says the man who lives in a cave.
He spends a lot of time there. It's all right. Okay, cool. That's he is a touchstone. So some people think that's a great idea. Some of them might even be your people.
If you don't do it, you'll have no other choice. You're looking at a civil war.
Oh, I think it's going to get interesting.
Okay, that's a prediction.
You can't predict.
Well, I'm saying it anyway.
He can say it, but it's not necessarily true. However, Peter hasn't had a reaction yet, but just
Nope,
saying.
he hasn't. He's
All
good.
right. All right. Anybody else want to react on this one?
I think that covers everyone.
I think it does. All right, Eric, it being your thing, I think you've given your order. So now it's very simple. Check your box. Check your box.
Progress.
Progress on the crossroads. Okay. Spencerdian.
Yes.
Peter.
I get to set a scene.
And what he does or thinks about the crossroad.
Oh, yes. Because our
Perspective.
crossroad is, will the hive embrace the new genetic upgrade program that L7 has created from mutated bee-venom? I'm repeating it so everyone remembers it, because it's been a while.
It's very important.
I am a perspective, which means that I get to make up things that'll happen in the future. Let's have ourselves a scene. I want Trafine at this scene.
Everybody wants Trafine.
He's fun to have. I think. Should that be all the player characters? Kiyomi, do you want to be in the scene?
I can be.
What is this?
Let me explain what else is going on.
Set up
we
your
also have
scene,
yeah
then get
we
your
have
people.
one other not according to this thing. We have one other supporting character, which is matriarch Harriet Anna. I know I've been looking things up. Anyway, Harriet Anna Langstroth. She is the matriarch. So we're in her sitting room, and it's not quite court, but it's very similar. So she has Trafine there to tell her why her son is no longer at the hive, not because she actually cares, but because she wants to make a show of being parental. So, Kiyomi, my question is, do you want to play the matriarch, or do you want to play Mellifera, who's there for some reason?
I can be my character.
Okay, you can be there. I have no problems with that.
I think
Who's
Terry
the son
should-
in question?
I think Terry should play Harriet. Ann.
Harlan.
Yeah, Harlan.
Oh, it is her. Okay.
Yeah.
You notice he's gone. Okay.
Yeah. I'm there because she likes to have her dad around for these things sometimes. Not really. And he's not really her dad. He's one of the fathers that she had. I mean, her mom had like 5 or 6 husbands at any given time. It's great.
He was in the pool.
Yeah. But he's the only one still alive, so he's there.
Peter was parental, but not her father. Okay.
It's actually Harriet Anna is 2 words, 2 names. Anna's the middle.
Maybe there's a dash. Who knows?
Hyphenated. Damn it.
Who's going to be?
Yeah, who wants to play the matriarch?
I think Terry should totally play the matriarch.
Okay, I'll play the matriarch.
All right. And after the questioning about her son, she's also going to get some feedback from you, the creator of the serum, on what's going on. You may or may not know, but she will ask about it. Hint, hint, Terry.
Gotcha.
So, play on.
All right. So, tell me, where is Harlan?
Oh, I sent him on a little trip with little fat Lorenzo. They're off. I think I sent him west. West, I did.
You're not sure where you sent him?
There's a lot
It
of.
was definitely West, Mother.
Thank you, dear. Nice to know someone pays attention.
Detail is not that important. What was important was their goal. Need to find newer, stronger bees.
I've seen so many pretty sunrises in the west.
I'm sure you have, Father. Now, why did you choose Harlan to send, and why was I not informed of this in the first place?
Oh, he'd been getting a little useless. I really needed somebody who could deliver some results, and he delivered complications more than anything. And it's something that makes him more useful if you can actually find some good bees. We can actually make some useful progress. It's good for his resume.
Well, that makes sense, I suppose. You didn't allow him to take any girls with him, did you?
Unless it depends on which Lorenzo he took.
I mean, if you want results, he doesn't need his distractions.
Yeah. Lorenzo's pretty butch.
Lorenzo is a boy, Trifine.
Yeah, that's what, he's fairly butch, yes. I don't think Lorenzo will be a distraction for him.
Well, that is good. Father, what are you doing? Put down that bowl. It's empty. Father.
But I like the helmet.
Oh, it won't break or anything.
He might break himself more than he already has.
I don't think head protection will, endanger him further.
Alex? I have a question for you
Okay.
on your interpretation of the rules.
Aight.
Because per the book, you cannot predict what another player's character will do,
That's
but
correct.
can you predict what will happen to their character?
Only insofar as it involves the crossroad. Like, what do you mean? It depends on what sort of thing you're talking about.
Are we talking about Harlan's success or failure?
Kind of, actually, yeah. I was thinking whether or not he would get moved out of the lab.
You can. I don't think you can predict that. No, just like I couldn't predict that. That Peter gets kicked out of the hive, that sort of thing.
What
Yeah.
about predicting if he'll have the opportunity?
Now that you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, it seems to me that would be more of a power to make happen.
Yes,
Yeah.
you could negotiate with the power to make that happen, and then that could become definitely an order, which would
Oh,
totally
that's
happen
true.
unless challenged.
It is more of an order than a prediction, isn't it?
Yep.
All right. You all keep acting because I'm furiously thinking about something to predict, so that we don't just have time passing here.
Well, you're the
Which
one
we
that set
could
up the
have.
scene, dude. It's not on
Yeah.
them. It's on you.
Oh, I set up the scene so that they could kill some time. Well, I thought.
We're his diversion, I see.
I'm feeling less bad about destroying Utah every passing moment.
Yeah, like that is
Just like a
responsible
man.
metagaming right there, man.
Todd, is it okay if I destroy your northern neighbors? Because
As you recall, I destroyed Utah.
I wander over to Pater and I advise him to, if he's going to wear the bowl like that, then he use the tongs to fend off any threats.
I pinch you with the. He grabs your nose.
Ah!
I will point out. I would also like to point out that Spencer, you don't actually have to make a prediction as part of
Oh, I
the
know.
scene.
But if I don't, then nothing will have happened. This will have simply
No,
been
that's
a
not
time
actually true.
passes,
Remember,
which is-
you get to check a box.
Yes.
I know. And so
Like-
far, with what's happening, it would be time passes.
Now, Trefine, remove your nose from those tongs.
Yes.
Stop encouraging your grandfather.
Oh, but he enjoys it so.
And
Oh,
explain
it's
explain your progress on the pardon me.
Yes, Matriarch.
Explain the progress on the what is our crossroads called again?
The bee-venom
Genetic-
genetic
That
upgrades.
needs,
Yes,
a,
that
it needs
thing.
a name. It needs a name. Eric, it needs a name.
Yeah, we don't have a project some so and so name for it in the family.
Oh, we'll call it
Uh-huh.
Project Reginald.
All right.
Oh,
Of course we will. Of course we will.
Well, everyone knows the order was Bertrand, Reginald, Heinrich.
Of
The
course,
first founders. God, am I the only one who reads the histories?
yes.
I wrote the histories. Really helped.
Oh, yes. About the tongs, grandfather. But anyway, you were asking about Project Reginald.
Yes.
I think it can work if we make some adjustments. Ow. Perhaps not so hard, grandfather. I think we might essentially have to shuffle around the queens. The current crop we have are aggressive, unmutual, and really cranky. I think what we need to do is if Harlan and Lorenzo can find some good, strong, new queens, we can get them breeding and then introduce them into the main hive. We'll start at the remote site. I hate remote site Bravo, but it's there. We could start them at remote site Bravo. They could, build up a fledgling population. We transfer those in, the standard containers. And as we're spreading out the upgrade, and if the main body of the bees leave, we swap them out. We have a reserve that's already largely built up thanks to your wisdom in selecting, starting the mass storage program, and we should be fine. Even the humans will get fed.
Annie doesn't like changing the bees. She says we shouldn't do it, and if we don't, we'll have more honey.
Ugh.
Oh dear. Have you raised your hand in the air and said solemnly? Wait, you can't, because that's not related to the...
I understand that there is reactions amongst the drones. And I've heard whispers of the rabble-rousers in their cave.
Rabble, 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 rabble. I'm aroused!
We may have to have some greater security, a bit of a crackdown perhaps. Especially the subterranean ones. And point of order, I'm not sure. Honey production will increase if we don't do it and nothing else changes? That's a little weird. Because I understood that as honey production will go down if we do a yes. Spencer?
Hey, I'm crazy. What do you care?
No, we care in a metatextual sense. In character, we don't.
Yeah, I know.
So...
Because that sounded more like a yes prediction. That if we go for yes, that's less honey. And that's,
That's true.
Yeah, and that's kind of how I thought it was, too.
I think that's what we all
Heard.
believed.
Yep. And in fact, I'd like to challenge that if I can.
Oh, well, you can.
You can,
Spencer
obviously.
will get to judge whether or not it's sufficient.
Because, dear grandfather, I would never allow you to go without your porridge, but your sweet porridge, but not too sweet. As we know how you like it. And if those idiots at the dining hall could get it right, we will stockpile vast amounts of honey. We have enough time in the season, and we won't be able to correlate. As the matriarch understands, we will build we can build extra vats of honey and fill them. So no one will be lacking for honey, even if the initial production is lower. There will be honey.
Certainly that just means less honey now. This is not in character.
But that's not what you predicted.
Say again, now I'm confused, Alex. What?
But that's not what he predicted. He said, surely that means less honey now. But that's not what he predicted, so yeah.
No, he said less honey later. We save for later.
Is it sufficient?
But if we're saving some, that means we have less now.
That's correct.
Because we aren't using as much now.
But yes, grandfather, we put aside a little, and then you will have honey later. Lots of honey. And you can keep the tongs.
Oh, don't get me started with tongs. I have other campaigns where tongs are a thing, and it's a horrible thing.
Is the question really about the production or whether the amount, or if it's a noticeable shortage?
Yeah, it sounded like more of a honey shortage.
Yeah.
If yes, honey shortage, I say we stockpile honey. All the honeys. Wait a second, that's different.
That's what... No, that's
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 Harlan's
what
thing.
Harlan's doing.
Yeah.
He's trying to catch them all.
Well, not right now. He's with Lorenzo right now.
Yeah.
And probably wish he was back in the lab.
just no way to win, actually.
No.
Yeah.
And he got the attention of someone, Power was tired of his sighing. So.
Yeah.
All right, so, Spencer, sufficient?
Yeah. He just kind of smiles at you and says, Annie doesn't like changing the bees. But yeah, it's sufficient.
Okay, so that prediction just gets crossed out.
Is there a strike?
Actually, yeah,
I
there's a
thought I
strike
was
through.
looking for a strike through, but I don't see one.
I'll find one. I'm sure there's somewhere.
He'll make one if need
There's on
be.
Google Plus.
It
Anyway,
happened. There it is.
awesome.
Excellent.
It has to stay there so that we all know that it happened, but it's been challenged.
Yes.
And yes. Oh, Eric, would you like to give an order? That sounded like an order. Or stockpiling.
Well, actually, that was my last order. Just to
Okay.
stockpile supplies and food in general.
Oh, that's true.
This is extra honey stockpiling, is what I promised.
Specifically,
Yes,
honey
did.
stockpiling. You also made an order that I will never go without honey. I'm just saying.
That's not an order. That's a prediction. And since he's not,
Well, it was more a promise.
since he's
It
not
was a
respected,
promise.
it's cool.
You're ordering that he'll get
His
the honey.
grandfather gets
that
his
people
honey.
will give him the honey.
All right, cool.
That can end the scene.
This family tree is getting weirder as
Yeah, it's,
Reckon?
we
He likes his grandfather. You take away his honey, well, you'll find why he's called Trafine.
All right, Spencer, you.
but you are. See that? I didn't think that you were in that same lineage. Apparently, you are.
It's complicated. It's sort of like how a lot of societies will call any female distant relative aunt.
Yeah. Well, we did say that matriarch Annie had several husbands, so he may not be your biological grandfather, but
All right, so Spencer,
I've had
you've
green-
made your prediction. You've got your one use of the roll this scene.
this cycle, yeah.
So now you must decide where to put your check mark.
I think we should let everyone else react first.
Yes.
Well, I guess we could.
Yeah, sorry. Reactions.
Yep.
What do the lowly humans think?
I got no reaction. I'm out yonder.
Oh, this was secret.
Oh,
No,
well, he's not here.
well,
Did we
yeah,
lose?
he's not at the hive.
yeah, I'm out.
But
Remember? Harlan's
the other people that were at the hive would know about it because, like I said, this was mostly
What for?
so that
But
the
humans
matriarch,
aren't the drone, Terry and
the
Todd.
normies, the people
Yes.
the people who
Normies,
went
thanks.
there.
Oldman and Hellstrom.
And the guys who aren't hopped up on the venom.
The non-Langstroths.
For
Good
a
one.
change, they're the ones that's not hooked up on the vent. Congratulations.
Yeah. No, it was very public because, like I say, it was mostly so that the matriarch could affect to some parental concern about her son. Although she really doesn't care.
Putting on airs. Yeah.
Okay, I'm working this piece of information into my nightly rally speech as a propaganda move. I'm saying it's a complete lie. They're just they're telling lies in order to get the genetic upgrades that the upper class wants. However, we still have to do our best to try to get the drones to realize it's being used here and must join us. In the revolution, we are for.
Okay. Just, a good chunk of the population believes. I don't have any reason to argue that. That's absolutely true.
They believe that what we just heard is complete propaganda.
I'm okay with it.
I can't challenge a reaction. Okay.
You can challenge reaction.
He was using his power or his role, so you can challenge
Yeah.
that.
Okay. This is a sort of indirect sort of challenge, but Trafine basically lets it known among the various people and get spread out, trying to emphasize that, the upgrade's for everyone, even the people who aren't drones. To try to undermine this, both to make it clear that, this is something for the drones, and this is something for even the lowly workers who aren't drones. If they want to, keep up with everything and not be, unmutual and unhelpful and, subterranean.
And more propaganda. We also know what happened to the test subjects.
Say again? You broke up.
It's more propaganda because we also know what happened to the test subjects.
That's test subjects. We know about you and your test subject.
Well,
Thanks to Eins.
Got you
Yeah.
there.
to be honest, we know about Harlan and the test subjects, but that's usually right before testing.
Oh.
Or after test. Or both.
So ineffective counter-propaganda.
Ineffective.
Well, at least among the half of the population that he controls, but that's the part that was targeted. So,
You could overthrow him. That would be amusing. But
nah.
Trafine likes being a power.
And also, he'd have to be a touchstone for the pure humans, and ew.
No, you just have to be a touchstone. I think that's saying it would have to be.
They would just agree with you. Some of them. Anyway, fair enough. Any other reactions?
I'll have a brief reaction.
Okay. What are you doing?
I'm just down in the catacombs, hanging out. Seeing my mother's always depressing, but the evidence of her lack of care is just hitting me a little harder today as I think about the pro-human slogan, "Bees don't know love."
Oh, damn. And how do you feel about that slogan?
It's seeming more true as the days go by, but I can't help but be loyal to my family.
Wow, this is just grim.
I have a perfect thing to challenge this, but yeah, I'm gonna go for it anyway.
Challenge.
So while you are down there, you notice your grandfather going over to the grave of matriarch Annie, his wife, of course, and you note that he, even though she can't hear him, he is still talking to her, and also some of the other husbands who are buried there as well, as if they were there and in a very loving manner. He's kind of the epitome, the personification of bee love, which is the weirdest sentence I've ever said in my life.
That's
insane. I'm just throwing it out there.
But you do see him down there, and so I'm throwing that out as my challenge.
Is that sufficient, or does he need more, or does he simply fail?
That's not bee love. That's Alzheimer's.
Hey, just because he doesn't know that they're there doesn't mean that he doesn't love them. That's the point here. He's showing that he loves them. He loved them when they were alive.
Is your heart touched by this, or not?
I mean, yes, he's crazy, but he's crazy because he loved them so much that he didn't want to stay in this reality without them.
Crazy.
The feels.
I'm unwilling to be swayed by his display. I have to believe that it's a problem about bees. Otherwise, I need to accept the fact that my mother doesn't actually love her children.
It's okay.
Ooh.
He was married into the family, so it makes some sense.
All right, Eric. So that's unless anyone else has a reaction, or
can I challenge without a reaction?
No.
Okay.
But you can react.
What's all this challenging going on?
Changing.
We're having fun.
Because we're actually using the rules.
Remember, you can challenge to change an act, to change someone's mind about what they do, but you can only use your roll once, and you've already gave an order.
Okay.
So if you were thinking of giving another order, you can't. But if you were just going to challenge something, you can.
I was just going to have him say to Mel, Melly, our mother is a complete bitch. You know this, right?
What?
It's a generational thing. Any matriarch of that age is their mother.
There you go.
There are some people biological mother.
That was a technical challenge. You have the right to say yes or no. Still not sufficient.
I really trust Trafine and respect him a lot, and he is much older than me. It's almost like he's in a different generation. I'm willing to accept perhaps my mother is a bitch. And it's her fault.
And it's not just bees. Okay.
And I've lost track of whose turn this is.
It's still my turn.
Spencer that made that
Okay.
one, so he gets to decide where the check goes.
And guys,
Um,
I'm gonna have to bail. I got to work tomorrow.
Oh, no!
No. That's one of our powers gone.
I know.
Suddenly things are less interesting.
As with many people as we've got in here, I think it stays fairly interesting, but
Without Terry, it will be less interesting.
Shoot him! Oh, come on!
someone
Come
will
on!
have to seize power.
It's okay. Well, somebody's already seized power, but all right, Terry, it's all right. Next time, Gadget.
And thanks for showing up.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
All
Have a
right,
good night.
bye.
You
Take care.
Bye.
Can we move his character to supporting now?
We can.
Use it as a supporting character?
Absolutely. And on top of that, I'm going to remove one box from
All the everything.
Yeah.
I'll get the crossroads since I'm down there anyway.
That now means my bond is with Alex?
Sure.
He was my
Your
bond.
bond was with Alex.
No, you know what?
No.
Your
is
bond,
with Alex.
you know what? Your bond is still with that character. It's just a supporting character.
All right.
I'm going to recommend really quickly that we take a brief break because it's been a while and I've had a lot of water.
You weak,
Fair
bladdered
enough.
son of a bitch.
Is that code for you need a bio break, Spencer?
It really is. I did check the box for
Alright.
crossroads. So.
All right. Go on. Make it quick.
I'll be back.
Jeez. It's like I'm dealing with humans and their weaknesses. Oh, it's so disgusting.
Ugly bag of mostly water.
Yes, it's like they're made of meat and they talk by flapping their meat at each other.
Do you remember where that comes from? The line ugly bags of mostly water?
That's Futurama.
No.
No?
No. That was from an episode of Star Trek, I believe it was Star Trek The Next Generation, where they encountered V'ger, which was the Voyager.
Yeah, I remember.
But it had become a super intelligent thing that they pulled onto the ship and they translate its language, its digital language, in English again. And it refers to humans as ugly bags of mostly water. Trivia for you.
All right, well, I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm in great support of this statement, in fact.
They called it V'ger because the O and the Y were like rubbed off.
Somebody really needs to repaint that thing every couple of millennia.
Yeah.
Whatever you just said, sure.
Yeah, just agree with me. I'm always right.
I found that is generally a safe way to live life, yeah.
Yeah, it pretty much is.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like trying to rearrange my plan here now because the whole last Spencer's whole turn, I've been sitting here thinking about what I'm going to say to Terry.
All right. I've been trying to set you guys up for that,
Right.
too.
I know.
I've been like,
I wonder if we shouldn't break entirely. It has been 3 hours.
It has. This is a doable thing. Eric, the idea has been introduced. Now, you know what? We definitely have to do Todd's scene, and then it has been suggested that we break for the evening because it has been 3 hours.
Okay.
Does it sound? That sounds like a equitable solution all around.
1 second.
I would be fine with that, yeah.
Okay, we'll do one more scene for you, Todd, since
And
you haven't
I
had a
have-
chance yet.
And I have cleverly made a visual marker for myself for editing later by switching to the Hangout only as my central frame. I know that when I switch back to the other one, I can just cut out that middle bit. Oh God, it's like I've done this before.
Like you planned stuff.
I know. It's like I know to plan for you guys as failure as beings.
Okay, so we're touching on the power stone. What is my special thing I can do?
You are touchstone, which
Right.
means that your special thing that you can do, aside from just however you feel is how people feel, you can either check or uncheck an additional crisis box when you resolve your scene. But let me come back from this.
In a longer game, you could push us towards or away Civil War
Hold on a sec.
or Doom.
All right. As Todd was asking, what does the touchstone do? And let me flip over to the book for folks at home. Your power, basically, the thing that you can do, which no one else can do, is you can add or remove a crisis check, as well as your standard check when you resolve your scene. Which means that in a longer game, or even in the long term, you have a disgusting amount of ability to threaten people with the absolute annihilation of the entire kingdom.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, because basically on your turn, you could check crisis twice.
Okay.
Every turn.
Yeah, every time you use every turn you come up. It's only on your turn. So
Spencer, you're done, right?
I am, yes. I have my check for to advance the crossroad there. Still kind of in 2 minds about that. It almost, with the scene, it could have worked as time passes as well, but that's all right. But yes, it is your turn.
and
Okay.
Todd up for Mr. Owen.
Okay, we're down in the cave. We're having a big rally. The rallies are getting bigger and bigger because more and more propaganda keeps coming out of the Langstroth house, and it's clearer and clearer that they're going to spin this way in the direction that the inner hive wants, no matter what anybody else wants. Now, I've already convinced the humans that the drones are being used. I've already tried to convince the drones of the same thing, but suddenly Zachariah is nowhere to be found. I don't know what's happened to him. He might have been bumped off. I'm going to tell the people that he was bumped off because, you know what? We have no time left. They're already running out to search for more hives. They're already working on our contacts in the drone union. We have no choice. Brothers and sisters, take up arms. The revolution starts tonight.
Let me ask a question out of character. Is that what your character actually believes, or is it what he's telling the others?
It's both.
Okay, that's cool.
I believe that what's coming out of the Langstrom household right now is just a spin job, that the humans and the drones are both being used, although the drones don't recognize it, and that throws the onus back on the humans. There's only one way this revolution is going to happen. We're doing it tonight.
Oh,
Pick up arms. We're storming the palace.
oh dear, that's pretty intense. I don't think anybody else is there.
I've been warning people for months. There's a civil war coming.
Okay, but you know what's funny? Harlan can't react. I'm not even there. That's up to you guys.
You know who I would like to be there, though? I mean, I wanted Zachariah to be there.
Do you want the minor character Zachariah to be there?
Zachariah could totally be there.
Number one, I want this to be that future meeting that Mellifera said she would come to.
I
want her here.
You could be in that scene if you would like to be in that scene.
Okay.
Okay.
And then I also want Zachariah, although he's probably coming incognito and standing in the corner. I may not even know he's here.
You tell me if you know he's there. You are creating the scene, and he's now currently a supporting
Especially
character.
as you're telling everybody that he's been.
I don't know that he's there. I'm laying out the fact that the drones have been played, and that they're not going to back us up until they realize how screwed they are. Meanwhile, that it's on the humans, and it starts tonight.
That's
I'll play Zachariah.
all right.
This comes as no surprise. This has been the general tone of the rallies, night after night, week after week. What I'm saying right now is what all of these people already believe. They're just waiting for me to say go.
All right, Key. You You can challenge some of that.
By the end of the scene, we're going to be storming out of here with weapons in hand, shouting, "Bees don't know love."
I don't know that
That is
you
the
are.
greatest revolutionary slogan ever.
I think
Mechanically, I don't think that you can do that in this scene.
you can. He can totally do that in this scene. That can totally happen.
It might
Or
not.
you can
It won't.
you can say that's
This
what's
is the scene in which a rally escalates to a riot.
Yeah, but you need to connect it for me to the crossroad. Or, alternately, you can just be saying, I'm so in chaos here, and it's crisis boost time.
No, actually, I can tie it to the crossroad because I believe that the genetic upgrade program, which killed the test subjects, both bees and humans, somehow will benefit the Langstroth family. It will benefit the inner circle, but it will not benefit the drones. It will not benefit the humans. I believe we're both being saved.
Okay. I'm down with this whole thing. In a metatextual sense.
It's on us, as it has always been on us. The human spirit is indefatigable. We must take up arms.
Key, your input here would be acceptable since you are in the scene.
yeah,
At that moment, I look over and I see her.
Oh dear.
although I'm cloaked and wearing clothing carefully absent of any family insignia, I can tell when he realizes I'm here.
That rapid zoom of the camera.
Yeah. Somehow he can still recognize me.
It's her eyes.
That's not the part he's looking at.
Oh, Alec.
Yes.
I knew there were people who believed this, but I didn't know there were so many. And there's something of a culture shock. I can't help but disagree with what he's saying, but I can no longer deny what the people want.
Wow. Oh,
Quick
shit.
shot over to my left where my lieutenants are handing out rifles and pitchforks.
You guys can afford rifles?
Without a power there, can they go into a full-scale civil war without the crisis meter being maxed out?
Not in a way that would destroy the kingdom or threaten the status quo.
But it can two boxes toward crisis, though.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they can have a riot, it just won't be...
Or even, well, an abortive riot, really. If they decide right now, it can still screw things up.
Oh yeah, there's all sorts of stuff that can go horrible.
I think would be good, since we're breaking after this turn. I don't know how far I can actually do this. I'm not saying that the revolution is successful, because in fact I know it's not going to be. But I think a great last scene would be the humans pouring out of the cave with weapons in hand, storming the walls, spraying "Bees don't know love" on the wall, and the guard inside the palace just beginning to react, and then it's like,
I love it.
You.
I can't deny the power of your scene, sir.
We need people who are watching this with even a modicum of artistic talent. We need you, because we have none. We need you.
Speak to yourself.
Oh, you can draw, Alex. Yeah, right.
I didn't say I could draw. I said I had artistic talent.
You usually deny it.
My talent is...
Although I want to throw a coda since I'm playing Zachariah.
Yeah, let's do what he said.
Yeah.
His robed figure sneaks up to you in the... well, there's sneak, and there's people around. Most of the mass of people have run out to start painting "Bees Don't Know Love." Zachariah tosses his hood back. It's him. His eyes look weird.
Oh, feces.
My friend.
He's had them their bee upgrades. And he slips his arm around John Stone's shoulders. He goes, you know what? I love you, man. Smirks at him and then walks off. There's not going to be any support of this from the drones. And they might have made enemies of the drones.
Well, technically, you can't say that.
No, I can't, but those are
Well, he
implications.
said they might.
Yep. He probably has not made a friend that night.
And
Or lost.
I've run off back to the compound.
Mellifera! I'm calling after you. I don't know if she'll stop, but obviously he doesn't want her to be harmed. He wanted her to stay here.
That would certainly be the last shot in this scene. Mellifera! Black.
No. I'm gonna throw a wrench in all of those ideas.
Are you
Oh, no.
reacting?
Yeah, I'm reacting.
What
Uh-oh.
are you
Yeah.
doing, good sir?
So at this point, you see the camera shot, Mellifera running into the hive, past the throngs of people spray painting the sides. The guards are freaking out, and then it just pans up towards the top of the hive, and you see Peter I don't even know how to pronounce his name. I'm sorry. Standing there, looking out the window and he looks there. Just a strange lucidity in his eyes. He knows exactly what's going on.
Wow.
Are you about
I like
to
it.
use your role?
No.
Okay.
No.
Gratuitous non-use, but I like it.
Just
All
this.
right.
Tease
I'm
it.
gonna have a little reaction. This is
Okay.
I'm back in, and I've rushed to Trafine,
Hey, Millie.
and
Totally
I
unconcerned.
take his hands, look at him, and say, the APIS uplift program has to begin.
I can't make that call yet, sadly. But
I will also point out that there's no interaction in a reaction, so you can't even
Aw.
respond.
she sends him a letter.
No. She can totally run up to you, grab your hand, and say,
Yeah, that's the end of my reaction, but
That didn't
Okay.
occur.
that we've got to start.
We pause on the actor playing Trafine, making a one of those beady-eyed, concerned, mugging looks that they do before they cut off on a bad soap opera. Like he's struggling with his feels.
Okay,
Yeah, with
Alex.
the chanting, bees don't know love.
Bees don't know love! Bees don't know love! Bees
Their house
don't know
on
love!
fire, starting to burn. Okay, so I'm going to add 2 crisis checks.
Of course you are, like a
Of
real
course.
man.
Yeah.
Alex, I need just a brief moment of what Harlan doing with Lorenzo.
Across the vast deserts.
You know, I'm really loving the metatextual context of describing it as though it were shots in a series, because I love
Yep.
that metaphor anyway.
Because
So,
you are a cineast.
after cineast, are you talking about my ass again? So, after the credits roll, we have a shot of Lorenzo and Harlan in a large black area. It looks like they're inside a building, but you know, there's like a couple of light shafts going diagonally. It's clearly in the afternoon, and Lorenzo is lifting up a torch, looking up into the blackness above and behind the camera, and all you can see is both of their eyes wide.
Dun dun dun.
And we don't have a cut to whatever they're looking at.
End of shot.
No, that was at the end of the credit. See, I thought you were going to have them both waking up in the same sleeping bag, but whatever.
That's not even shocking.
And there wasn't even an Eiffel Tower.
Yeah,
All right.
it was just practice. What are you talking about? It was... Not about sex, it's about penetration. Anyway. Oh, man. All right.
Wait, here's a special bonus moment from my character.
If you buy the DVD, you get this scene.
Oh, no. Wow.
Go ahead, Key.
I've accepted the fact that bees don't know love, but I still love bees.
Okay.
So, Halo fan. Okay.
That's just the way things are gonna be.
Maybe that's like an over-shoulder shot of her writing in her diary.
Yes.
Suddenly, she understands her mother that much better.
Oh, the horrible. Oh, the feels.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep, this is a soap opera waiting to happen. In the future.
I think it just did.
I think it did happen. I think we're at a wonderful...
And we cut to Trafine. He's still mugging. As he can't
Stop. Just don't put the camera on him anymore.
You never know who's looking, all right? He's got to be prepared.
Be prepared. Anyway, wow, that the revolution has begun. Whether or not it will be successful, whether or not anything happens,
well, at least we know the revolution won't be televised.
the man with the crisis power is shaking his head. That's pretty impressive. I like it. The revolution has begun. The intentionality to start the Uplift project has been spoken, and there are people mugging at cameras. How could this possibly go wrong?
It couldn't. That's the short answer.
And you and Lorenzo are in a dark place with shock face.
That's right. Shock face.
And
Titty bar.
It's a really bad one. That's why they're shocked.
and the designated crazy man suddenly is perfectly sane.
Is less crazy.
That's always a dramatic moment.
Wow. Next, somebody needs to wake up from a dream and then be coming out of a shower.
No.
Well, that would be you, obviously.
Clearly, one of the original Uplift recipients is going to awaken from their coma.
Oh, yes, we never did specify that they were dead.
Oh. So many potential scenes. Suddenly we've stopped playing Kingdom and started playing Primetime Adventure. Incidentally, if anyone doesn't know about Primetime Adventures, they're running a Kickstarter right now. Go check that out. It's a great game, and I am in favor of it, even though it's GM full. Just saying. Thumbs up. Good session. We usually don't run Kingdom with quite this many people, so it's nice to see that it does work.
We usually have 4.
Yeah, we usually aim for 4, so I'm very pleased that it works as well as it does.
Really, the slowest was the initial setup was a bit slower with more people.
Yeah.
Because there's just more to establish.
Yeah.
That took about an hour of our time, so.
Yeah, it
works.
Set ourselves up with so many direct oppositions.
Mhm.
Yes.
Pretty quick once we got that set up.
Yeah, it
works exactly the same, just
More.
more of it.
I love in Kingdom that opposition is perfectly reasonable between characters, and it's not just I don't want to. I want things that are different from what you want, and that drives drama. That's awesome.
I mean, it's just a more interesting game when everyone doesn't agree.
Yeah, and there are memes, which is awesome.
Well, it's common for everyone to have their own angles, but we build angles that are diametrically opposed. I mean,
Oh yeah.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. It was great.
And not only that are diametrically opposed, that can change during gameplay to being, all right, so now I'm opposed, but now I'm kind of leaning your way. When I want this,
Oh, yeah. I changed where I was leaning 3 times.
Kingdom is great for that. It's one of those things.
I was going to go for a no vote. Then I was like, yes, no, yes.
Well, I love the way that Key has her character kind of waver this line, you know.
Mhm.
Key is the CW protagonist in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well.
Oh, you are. You are.
But where's Nostradamus?
Oh, Da
Wait,
Vinci.
that is Peter, actually.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
and Harlan really hasn't quite got characterization yet, but that's all right. I'll hold off until later in the season. It's cool. So awesome! That was a good time.
I don't think we've ever had a touchstone personally really against what the people are for this way.
Well,
Well, that would still
Some of the
represent
people.
a lot of the people, at least the more beepy people, the inner hive, the people of the, how they feel.
yeah, it's interesting having two touchstones. Which,
Yeah, and with the touchstones are basically opposed to each other. I think right from the beginning, that implies that we each have about 50% of the population, and that's where my mind just went. Okay, there's a civil war coming. There's
Yeah.
no way out.
yeah, there's a lot of stuff that can happen here, and I just feel that all gathering and building. So that's cool. So next week, Saturday. Do we want more Kingdom? Do we want
I
something
could go for
else?
more.
I think we have to continue. I think we have
I think we have to continue. There's only one other thing I can think of, is if we wrote a fiasco playset for the second half.
Oh, good God.
We would need a GM at that point, though.
No, you
and none
don't.
of us
Fiasco
wanna do
doesn't
it.
have a GM.
Doesn't it?
Mm-mm.
Doesn't it?
I've never played Fiat.
I'm fairly certain I've only ever seen it played, but I thought I'd had a GM.
No,
Okay,
we-
never mind.
If we're entertaining this idea for a second, the idea is that the plan of the people in fiasco is just going to fall apart, right? So the way you would want to do the playset is, I think, representing the human revolution and how it just totally falls apart.
You need a whole playset to do it, which I'm not sure we know enough about our setting to really put our finger on the core. I love Fiasco playsets. Fiasco, by the way,
in order to
folks.
write the playset. See, in order to play it, you don't need a GM, but in order to write the playset, you have to think like a GM.
Exactly. And I love them. I do love them. If folks, if you are not aware of what Fiasco is, Will Wheaton did a live play of it, which was, well, not a live play, did a recorded
That's what I
play
was
of
thinking
it.
of, yeah.
And there's been some other ones. It's a great game. It's like a Coen Brothers movie, except things go worse. I think that sums it up. I love it. But yeah, we'd need a playset. But Kingdom lets us just sort of make bad decisions in public too. So aces. I don't know. I know this. I think I'm down for more Kingdom next week. And since we wouldn't have any setup time, and we can pull Terry right back in, there's only one thing that's happened to/about him. And I think he'll be totally on board with that.
It'd be his turn.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we'll start with him and just roll back down. I think that's good. Is that good with you guys for next week?
That's good with me. Would we be on the same crossroad?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Stays the same.
Yeah, we
Pause and
need to.
restart.
We
Getting
need to at least
perilously
reach
towards
that
resolution.
crossroad.
Okay.
Yeah. We can push up and down toward Crisis and Crossroads simultaneously, or even time. There's horrible, horrible things you can do. In the meantime, folks that haven't read Kingdom, check it out. Folks that haven't bought Kingdom, what the hell's wrong with you? Yeah. Oh, also, Kingdom is currently in playtest. Not Kingdom. Ben Robbins is currently in playtest for Microscope Union, which is something which is surprisingly interesting in terms of this game. It's about following the lineages of families, as far as I can tell. I have explicitly avoided being a beta tester for it because I know I would want to play and record it, and that would be unfair. It's not finished yet, so I've been avoiding it, but I definitely suggest other people should look in. I think there's a good time for all. So next week, 9 p.m. on Saturday. I don't think anything is on my schedule. I think we're good. So I will just set up for another Kingdom session, which is great because it means I don't have to make any other documents or anything, and we can just jump in and start playing. Thumbs up.
Indeed.
The two-part miniseries
2-part. My God, it could be longer than Caprica. Oh wait, it just felt like Caprica lasted 60 years. Why did you do that?
It'll be better than Caprica in any case.
All right, anybody got anything you want to throw out before we're done for the evening?
No, this is, you know what? I told you
no.
when I first came on, I've never played Kingdom, never read the rules. I found it a little bit confusing at the beginning, but once it started rolling, this is a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's
That may have been a little our fault because, honestly, we've played a few of it and we're kind of meshed, even though I keep forgetting bits. So we forget what we didn't know.
Yeah.
if you don't play the same game all the time, sometimes you just have to. It's the problem with being a game dilettante. What do you do?
Game what?
Yes,
Dante.
dilettante.
Dilettante.
So
my
you're diddling this time
ovipositor.
what?
Dilettante. Now I want that to be my next character name. in the
Bees
game.
don't know dilettante.
Alex can't count
Oh, dude.
and also cannot pronounce words.
I only know your language from your books, okay? Not my fault.
I don't agree with
My
that.
good man, I thought you had a pedigree.
Yeah, I am an educated fellow.
I do believe you're putting the emphasis on the wrong syllable. I could be wrong.
I think it's erudition. That's what it is. Oh, man. I'm good for the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Kingdom Family Matters. Come back next Saturday for more Family Matters. I will come up for a cool name for... Oh, wait. I don't have to. We've already got it. Bees don't know love.
These don't know love.
Yeah. Next week, 9 p.m. Eastern. Tune in, watch us, listen, whatever you want to do, hang out. And in the meantime, also check out the 700 horsepower Google Plus community. Everybody wave good night and scream.
What the fuck was that?
That was
Yeah,
screaming.
that was
I'm
good, though.
terrified. It
The
was
baddest, best of ice cream.
all right.
Good night.
I
Good
scream,
night.
you scream, he screams for ice cream.